A little Sunday morning mood for you. Interesting clouds over there. And first I thought that was a helicopter, but I'm not so sure. I hope you can hear it. So, almost 5 o'clock. Oh, see it now. Probably can't. Hey, there it is. All right, a helicopter. Anyway, and yeah, the neighbors over there, all their lights are on again. Not my electric bill. We haven't been leaving any lights on now. Cows are out. They haven't even, the cows and calves have not even come in. They've come up to by the bridge, but not come through the gate into the lane. Oh, maybe they yeah, they're in the lane this morning. I'm going to go this way and then go back. Put them out on new pasture like that, and they feel no need to come in at all, so they don't. Oh, look, there it is again. Get out here where I can prove we have some cows left. Focus. We got some anyway. I would imagine the rest of them are back by the burnt out maple. The hopper tritter's for sale, by the way. Put an ad in the Capital Press last week and had a guy call me Friday night. I think it was Friday night. Yeah, said depending on how his morning went, he'd come look at it yesterday. Never heard from him. I'm not asking much because any of you that know what it really looks like knows. It hauled fertilizer for too many years before we got it. I mean, it gets the job done. I wouldn't have any trouble putting 25 ton of wheat on it and heading to town, other than it needs a tarp. And now that I'm down this way, there is a little color to the sky and through the trees. If I zoom in too much, can't get any effect. So the sun will be coming, but you know, this morning, the colors here, of course, it looks a little brighter that way, but it doesn't seem like it's as far north as it was a couple days ago. But, you know, that's kind of weird. I don't think they know where to put the sun anymore. Anyway, I'm going to get my feeding done, and I'm going to say that those cows aren't going to bother coming up for their grain again, which is fine. Good morning, boys. Would you like some breakfast? Yeah, I don't talk to these guys like I do the heifers. I do a little bit. Which one? Yeah, you? I can't read the number. I think that's 111J. The number looks like it. Yeah, he kind of looks like it. She's the good morning bird. That was close. She's only, what, a 3-year-old? Maybe a 3-year-old. Big girl that is kind of launched up toward bitch cow status. She hangs with the likes of Boomer and Minnie and doesn't get beat up by them. So when they're in for grain, she's at the very end of the feeder where I start with either Boomer or Minnie. You really could have got pee outside when you got up, huh? I think it's that one. That's where the sound's coming from. Anyway, get my feeding done. Wally and Cowboy talking to each other. I'm not sure why Wally came up other than to talk to Cowboy. and I saw a cow in here. It would be Minnie with only one of her kids. Yeah, the orange tagged one. And none of the heifers came in. So I'm going to give Minnie a little grain, and then I'm done feeding. It's naked! Oh, trying to figure something out here. Because with the jack all the way up, cross holes there, which would put the handle clear down here, but the frame is going to be right here, so I need the handle up here when we're all the way up, and we want to make sure we can get all the way up. So just a little off on the handle, like about a quarter of a turn, I guess. Yeah, not quite a quarter of a turn. Two reasons I want it all the way up. One is so we don't have any more hanging down than we have to. And the other is, if it's down a little, this sucker's pretty sloppy. But if you put up a little, it's not near as sloppy. And I've had these things apart, I can't tell you how many times. Because, well, same type of jack that used to be on the front of the Zeman equipment trailer. And Dad used to turn too sharp with the little Freightliner. That's why the back of that bed's beat up. Because when the bed hits this, something's got to give. One of the last times he hit it, he sheared the pin in here. And that tends to make the jack not work. And this one's a little different design than some of what I've had apart. The spring keeps it tensioned. The other thing it does is, I haven't got into, I don't know if it's a dowel pin or a roll pin. Most likely a roll pin, and they're a pain to get out, but that's actually the edge of the gear underneath the wire of the spring there. And that pin is somewhere underneath the spring. So I got to pull the spring back and see. But I think, I don't know if I'm going to do it or not. It wouldn't hurt to put a shim on the outside of that. Maybe. But it might also make the gears too tight. Because, well, there's pin slop. The gears really don't have much backlash there. All the backlash is in the pin. So anyway, I'm going to see if I can pull the pin. I can get that pin out so I can slide the shaft out enough to turn the gear probably one tooth, I'm guessing. And then put it all back together just to get it where the handle will be where we need it. Yeah, it's just a pin. It's a dowel pin, so it's a hard pin. Well, yeah, it should work fine on here. When Dad busted that other one up, it actually broke the part of the gear off. And the last time I put it together, I don't remember now, but I might have welded it to the shaft. Anyway, this was kind of fun. I tried the first time and I thought I had the gear up high enough to clear the other. Oops, mustache hair off my finger. Interesting. I didn't. I got it set up and I put the handle on and I'm going, no, that's right where it was. I think I'm where it's going to work right now. Kind of looks like it should just lay on top of the frame. I hope. I mean, we can leave a little slack in that bolt. It gives you a little room to do that too. But all I got left to do is, I hope anyway, all I should have left to do is, come on. Yeah, I guess I'm going to have to pull the spring back again. Gets tension off it, it should drop in. I couldn't get this high enough because I couldn't get it out far enough. And, well, you can see this is the back side of the piece that sticks through. That's how they do the bushing. And the bushing actually right inside the end of the gear. The gear's riding against the bushing, but there's a recess in the gear for it, so I couldn't lift it up. I kept catching. I had to push it all the way in until the bushing was out. Then I couldn't get the bushing back in. I'm going to get the pin back where it belongs, and I'm going to add a whole bunch of grease to that. Extra grease in there never hurts. And the way they do this, on a lot of them, I've put a grease zerk in the top of the lid so that you're dropping generally right down here. Get it on here and you crank it, you got grease on everything. That one comes in line with things, but it's got a squirt of ways to get onto the bottom gear. And the other one probably just dribbles it in next to the shaft by the nut. That's usually what they do. But, I mean, they get in there, so that's what I know. Worst comes to worst, I think you can get some grease down around because the corners are open. Anyway, throw this together and go, go put it on. And maybe get more coffee. Well, took that off since I had that out. Take a sledgehammer and see if I can get that knocked back where it belongs. And hey, we got a jack. My idea with the handle up here isn't going to work like I was thinking, because the handle will actually come clear over to the drive line. So I think I'm going to turn the handle over and it'll almost lay right in here, just not quite. Or we can put a hanger over here for it. Happen to have a 6x6 that was down here, just the right length to put under the jack and jack it up, and got it slid up into the holes. That one you can't get the impact on, but the other three we can. And that one we didn't get into the frickin' square. So we had to loosen everything, and then I got it weaseled around and got it in. It's tight. And yeah, Ty's got more mess. More mess. Up under there, it's probably down here full. She got another tub full. I think it's on this rail. Those deals on the bottom, they're pointed this way. Those are hay dogs. And from here, they look to be in great shape. Ty says they're in good shape. So, I mean, that tells me they've either been replaced or this baler really doesn't have that many hours on it, or bales through it. But that plate over the top of it is missing a bolt. No big deal. And the thing sticking out on the side, those are hay dogs. They spring in as the plunger comes back and pushes the bale back. And the slots in the plunger comes past that. And then they pop out and they catch the bale so it doesn't go back toward the plunger when the plunger goes forward. And it says there's spots where it's been welded next to them. It's where the mountings are for the dogs. It's common. And it's not unusual. Some people notice them, some people never do. Oh, she closed me out. There you go. That's a hay dog. So the mount is against the silver piece and the springs are on the outside of it. And it's just where that mount is welded in. They could have made it a little heavier for that. But no big deal. I mean, get in there and do it. And the 4900 has bale skis, which are plastic liner, covers the door, covers this rail, and covers this. And my idea was to take them out of that and put them in this one, but we can't. This one would probably work. This one won't, because the thing will hang up here. And the one for here won't work because this is 5 inches taller. They're basically the same length, but yeah, they won't fit. So I might look in to see what it costs. And then we'll probably end up taking a wire wheel to all of that and cleaning it up, just so it's smooth behind it. And we'll get our moisture tester put on too. That ends up going through somewhere. Should try to get it up here someplace farther forward. But that's what I know at the moment. And we'll grab some lunch. Ty says she's done cleaning. I don't blame her. She's got a few hours and she's dusted pretty good. It's almost ready to actually hose. I mean, I probably would. But I'm going to see if I can get that mount on the other side straightened out. And I have no idea if the tube's still good. These tires are heavier than hell. They are not a wheelbarrow tire, far from it. But I'm going to take a clamp and see if I can squeeze that over and get the stem back through the hole and air it back up. And the other side, they got electrical tape wrapped around holding the cap on, so I'll probably pull the cap off. I mean, they turn like they should, so anyway. Realistically, we could even leave it this way, just put something there to actually hold it. Keep it from banging. We'll see. I got that straightened out. And then I walked up behind it here just a couple minutes ago and realized I might have goofed. Because whatever they hit, it's still bent. The back piece is good. I should have took the sledgehammer to this piece because it's pooched out. So it don't take much to take it off. And tire on the other side, I just took a tire iron and hooked in, pushed it back, got the stem back in, pumped it up. It's holding air. Cover on this driveline was screwed up anyway. I'm going to say that hasn't been greased for a long time. Driveline's solid, so probably doesn't even move there anymore. Who knows? Hopefully it's not an issue. The other baler, this yoke here is just a spline into it, and that's where it slides, and it's a solid shaft. But I'm looking at stuff. The spline right there appears to be 3,400 RPM PTO shaft. The other end appears to be that, which is the same as the other baler, and that driveline appears to be the same length. And the one on the other baler has a small shaft spline on the tractor end, so I got one more nut on the other side to take off. I can get this shield off, then I can take that chunk of driveline off and get them swapped. And the other baler don't have a cover on that anyway. I'm not worried about it. Although I think I'm going to do something with this mess of wiring here. And we'll do something to make sure it can't get caught. Yeah. Oh, we found 2 bolts missing. Not real sure how much good that shield does there, or what it really does. Other than, if you're standing here, you can't put your hand straight in there. None of that on the other baler, because it's got a hydraulic pump mounted right here for the knotter blower. And, there's still some shit on here. Ty's got most of it cleaned up. Almost to where we can start hosing. This stuff's still got to come out of here yet. And I don't know what the hell they would have done to do this. The bolt through here is bent. And the chain's plenty loose. I think we're going to take a link out. Because it doesn't have... Yeah, it's almost out of adjustment there. You can see there. So we should have plenty of room to take a link out. If not, I'll have to get a half link because I know I don't have any chain this size. And it hasn't done it any good with that being on an angle, but the sprocket's still in good shape. All these sprockets are in good shape, so I mean, it can't have 10 million bales on it. Anyway, yeah, this side's the slack side. That's plenty loose. In fact, it's... yeah, we got hay crammed in here. Kind of hard to make it work that way. I don't think we'll have any trouble taking a full link out. But, say I'm going to have to get that taken clear off. And I'll check Make sure the bearing's good in that. And go from there. Just more fun. They've run it loose enough. The chain's been hitting. Come on, focus. Been hitting the rod over there. That rod might be bent too, by the looks of it. We can deal with that. So anyway, I'm hoping maybe tomorrow. Ty did as much as she could handle in the frickin' dust. And then she went in and helped Becky in the house. That created a mess. Took a phone jack off the wall and the phone quit working, so I ended up screwing with that for an hour. But anyway, this is the end of my day. I'm going to at least get this piece off. And getting into that, I just about have to be a contortionist. Gotta work my hand backwards here. If I point down, can you see? I gotta remember righty tighty, lefty loosey, right? I don't get screwed up on that very often. I spend more time telling the kids which way, and I think Brooks finally got it figured out. She does it all the time. But luckily, these aren't on. It's just enough I can't do with my fingers. Go figure. Anyway, hope you all had a great Sunday. Looking at my middle finger. I don't mean to flip you off, sorry. And remember what tomorrow's about. I know I talked about it last night. It's about remembering those that gave their all. And in my opinion, it's also about appreciating those who have served and who are serving. So thank you to all those still alive to hear it. And definitely thank you to all those who have sacrificed everything. So, saying Happy Memorial Day isn't necessarily the proper thing. So have a good Memorial Day and remember what it's about. Thanks for watching, everybody.